Hello, and welcome to the Voluntary Meeting Roles Educational. We'll be discussing the various roles that need to be fulfilled each meeting. We'll go through the Toastmaster, Prepared Speaker, Evaluator, Evaluation Chair, Table Topics Master, Timer, Counter, Grammarian, and General Evaluator. Toastmaster, the Big MC. The Toastmaster is responsible for organizing the meeting theme and hosting the meeting, or being the master of ceremonies. They will introduce and discuss the theme, introduce speakers and role players, coordinate role player feedback, and in order to be an exceptional Toastmaster, they would contact the speakers before the meeting, asking them questions about their speech or questions related to the theme to give a stellar introduction. As the Toastmaster, you're going to be speaking up front more than everyone else. A lot of this will be formal parliamentary procedure, but there is a lot of opportunity for impromptu comments. This is similar to coordinating a family lunch or organizing where to go out with your friends. It's safe to express yourself. We're all here to listen. Prepared Speaker, the main act. Prepared speakers are responsible for preparing, refining, and rehearsing a speech for presentation on the meeting date. The speech should follow the guidelines of the Pathways program. Ensure that any props or devices that you need to use are available and in working order. As a prepared speaker, you should prepare and rehearse as often as possible before your presentation date. It's okay to go off script. If you've rehearsed enough, you'll know enough to get your message across without relying on your notes word for word. While feedback is valid and helpful, if you find yourself using crutches or making mistakes, remember that there's nothing to worry about. This is the best place to practice a speech, so mistakes aren't deal breakers. Being able to laugh at yourself might lessen the impact of mistakes and help you learn. Evaluator, quality control. Evaluators are responsible for giving constructive feedback about the speech or performance and not the speaker. Do this using the evaluation form of the speaker's project. Remember to give feedback based on the project requirements as well as anything the speaker may want you to focus on during their performance. The format of a typical evaluation include areas where the speaker excelled, areas the speaker could work on, and challenges to help the speaker reach their full potential. As an evaluator, it's important to remember to give feedback on the speech, not the speaker. This takes the personal element out of the critique and prevents the speaker from feeling discouraged about their attempts. At the same time, you'll be doing the speaker a favor by being honest. Do you notice something the other evaluators didn't? Perhaps something that rubbed you the wrong or right way? Let the speaker know. Evaluation chair, not your average chair. The evaluation chair is responsible for coordinating the evaluation discussion and introducing evaluators as they come up to present their evaluations. As evaluation chair, you should lead the evaluation committee to the room or breakout room where the evaluation discussion commences. Ensure each evaluator gets a reasonable amount of time to discuss their findings, and do your best to wrap up close to the end of the allocated time. Table Topics Master. Get people to pitch up. A Table Topics Master is responsible for generating topics to be given to impromptu speakers, soliciting volunteers to present impromptu speeches of 1 to 2 minutes on these topics, introducing the volunteers, and making appropriate comments about their speech once they're finished. As a Table Topics Master, you may be stumped for topics, particularly if you're asked to be the Table Topics Master on the spot. There's a link below the Table Topics Generator, which might help you out in that situation, or it may help you practice Table Topics speeches if you're preparing for a contest. Sell it as a fun, no expectations experience. While it may serve a productive purpose, Table Topics is often a great opportunity to overcome anxiety and discover the fun of public speaking. Timer, always giving red cards. The timer is responsible for ensuring the meeting runs on time by visually communicating the time that's left for the various speeches. cooperating with the Toastmaster or Sergeant-at-Arms to ensure that breaks, evaluation discussions, and other sections of the meeting are delivered within the specified time frame. The timer uses a signal light, flashcards, a Zoom background, or an app to communicate to the speaker and other meeting attendees. As a timer, it's good to make sure that the time signal is up for long enough to the speaker to see. If you're not sure, keep it up. Keep the red card up until the speech ends, and communicate with the Toastmaster or SAA when necessary and liberally. R counter. Just try not to say The R counter is responsible for making note of any crutch words or sounds used by the speaker to give them time to think. Considerately give feedback about these crutches in order to help the speaker deliver speeches in a more impactful manner. As the R counter, you should take into consideration that it can be tricky to distinguish between a crutch or something that can be considered as part of a speech. Be lenient, but not so lenient that the speaker remains ignorant of where they are using crutches. You should avoid taking on other roles that require you to listen for other things during a speech. Allow yourself to focus on listening for crutches. Remember that the point of the R counter is to help a speaker deliver a speech with more conviction, rather than make them feel overly self-conscious. Grammarian, like a sir. The grammarian is responsible for choosing the word of the day and taking note of any time the word is used during the meeting, to take note of grammatical mistakes and eloquent uses of English, and to report on the above 2 points, possibly giving constructive feedback on them. As a grammarian, it's helpful to listen carefully. It's likely that you'll miss some parts that are worth noting, but if you get distracted during a speech, it'll be hard to recover. Take short notes and elaborate afterwards. This is for the same reason as the above point, to prevent getting distracted. General Evaluator, a few ranks above Sergeant. The General Evaluator, who is often a member from another club, is responsible for giving feedback on how the meeting was run, including how closely it adhered to the standard Toastmasters format, and any outstanding aspects of the club, such as emotional atmosphere or exceptional achievements. As a general evaluator, it can be helpful to familiarize yourself with the standard Toastmasters meeting format. Some deviations from the format may be beneficial, others may be a hindrance. Remember to highlight these things during your time. Avoid comparing clubs. Sometimes this can work well, but comparison often brings with it the seed of inferiority or superiority. These may be truthful factors in life, but in evaluation they tend to detract from the merits of the club itself. Thank you for your time.